Twisted, but after every successful tornado intercept, I go back in time. Starting with the current era of Twisted in 2026, after every successful intercept, the game will move back into the past to the previous era of Twisted. The problem here is that with every version of Twisted that's been released in the past, intercepting typically gets easier. So that means going backwards is going to be a lot more difficult. And the end of this challenge is definitely going to get interesting, so let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in 1.22/1.21 because they feel like the same version to me. This theoretically should be the easiest version to get a successful intercept in because this has the strongest vehicle being the 2025 Typ 2, which can withstand 230 or 235 miles per hour. I don't remember the exact limit, but it's somewhere around there. Tornadoes are easy to get to because the vehicles are the fastest, and tornadoes are generally pretty survivable, and intercepts don't last very long either. But today we have an 11.3 high risk to start off. However, the 83 mile an hour storm motion might make this a little bit difficult, but it should still be pretty easy. And there we go. Appears we have our first storm off to the west over there. Storm motion is northeast, and I am already south of the storm, so I need to get going. And just to confirm what I was thinking earlier, it does max out at 235 miles an hour when it's fully deployed, so definitely will withstand a pretty strong tornado here. Honestly, this might be one of the furthest north storm spawns I've seen in a while, especially on northeast motion. This is going to be off the map pretty quick. I should be able to still get there in time without an issue, but there's actually 2 storms, so that's going to cause a little bit of confusion, and it's definitely going to make things rain wrapped. Not that it already would be with the hook looking like that, because, you know, PWAT is pretty high today, so there we go. We got our first funnel cloud. That is a little smaller than I was anticipating, but yeah, this actually might be insanely difficult. I can't see a thing. All right, there we go. Now I can actually see the tornado a little bit better, although that does just look like a giant wall of dust. I think there's actually a decently large tornado in there somewhere. I can't see it all though. I see one edge of the tornado. And yeah, it's not easy to see, but it's definitely there. But this is incredibly rain wrapped. Okay, there we go. There's a tornado. It's actually close enough to see now, but it's still pretty weak, so I'm going to head out a little further so I can hopefully get a better intercept in, like yellow TBS. Alright, there. Now I can see a lot better, and it's actually growing a lot too. I'm still going to go a little further out though, just because there's no good intercept spot around here, except for that dirt road, but I don't really feel like taking a dirt road. Alright, there we go. This is looking like a good spot here on the interstate. I think I'm just going to stop right after this exit here, and actually I think I need to go a little bit more north. Alright, it's hard to see, but I'm thinking right here is going to be a good spot, so I'm going to go ahead and deploy. You can see the tornado now. I'm going to get some probes down here. Alright, the tornado is right there. It looks like we might miss a little bit because it definitely shifted further north. That is the most difficult part with intercepting in this current version, is actually getting inside the tornado, because tornadoes shift all over the place. And yeah, even though I missed completely, I still did get 160 miles an hour, so I guess that's not bad. But luckily there is another tornado for me to fall back on, because this one's going to leave the map. Oh, that one just did an unfortunate shift for me though. Getting there on time might be more difficult now. And this one got crazy strong as it's starting to exit the map. I mean, I can still hear the roar, and I'm like kind of decently far away from it. I can't see the tornado at all. Alright, it looks like this one does have an uncondensed funnel though, which is going to make that difficult, unfortunately. Because it's also going to be hard to tell what size it is. Although it should hopefully condense soon. Actually, it's doing it right now, so there's that. And it looks to be actually a really good size. You know what? I think I'm going to have to probably cross the river to get there. I think going down into Chandler is going to be my best bet. Unless I can maybe drop down on Keysota too. That's looking unlikely though, because it is going really fast, and Keysota 2 is already right there. Yeah, there's no way I get to Keysota 2 on time. Also, there is a lot of debris coming out of Wadena right now. It is definitely getting torn up quite a bit. It is taking a direct hit, so it is literally just raining debris in Chandler already now. It's throwing debris pretty far. So this is probably going to be a really strong tornado too. But I am just about in the path now as I am arriving here in Chandler. Funnel is looking a little small towards the bottom, and it is doing some kind of weird sidewinding thing. This is an interesting looking tornado too. I should be able to intercept this no problem, really. My only concern here would be possibly debris. Alright, I'm gonna try. Okay, it's just moving so fast, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to properly do this. I think this is a good spot here. I gotta make this deployment quick though, because this thing is, it's on its way. Yeah, it's basically right here already. The edge of the funnel is right there, and we are definitely going to get directly in it. I hope we finish deploying on time. We definitely finished deploying just in the nick of time. And it looks like, wow, I don't know how we survived that, but I got 241 miles an hour. That is stronger than I was anticipating, for sure. Literally, every building right here is immediately slapped, and that wasn't even a long intercept. That was like maybe 10 seconds. But yeah, that intercept is out of the way, so that means we have to go to the next era. Or I guess the previous era, which would be 1.20. Alright, I'm now here in 1.20, and this is going to get a little bit more difficult for a couple of reasons. The first of those reasons being that tornadoes in 1.20 are typically a lot stronger. Thank you, Rowstar, for that beautiful view. And the other reason that this is going to be more difficult is because the TIV2, as you can see, is 10 miles per hour weaker than it was in 1.22. As for this chase, we have a 9-2 high risk here, and it's, you know, it could be better, but it's probably going to be a little bit easier in the fact that the storm motion is like a good 20 miles an hour slower. But we already have a storm spawning to our northeast, so we should probably get to that. This storm spawn is genuinely terrible. Like, I don't think this is due east motion, by the way, so it's gonna head literally straight off the map. I guess it's okay because the storm motion is a little slower, but we're gonna be in Cherokee County literally instantly, dude. Honestly, I think the best move here might to actually just be going straight to Cherokee County across the river, because this is like the last north to south road for a while, so the rotation is gonna form like around this area, like right on top of my head. I really wish there was like a road in place of where the Wenatchee River in this area of the map was, because chasing here is incredibly annoying with the lack of roads, and the roads that are here don't make any sense. Yeah, okay, the rotation's actually a little bit further north than I expected it would be, but that's still like almost the edge of the map for a brand new rotation to be forming. At least the funnel is not incredibly tiny. It's not huge either, but it's not horrible. Probably just gonna hang around at this intersection here for a little bit, waiting for this to get a little closer and hopefully a little larger, because that is kind of small to start off. You know, maybe this is moving a little slower than I thought. This is seeming like it's gonna take a long time to get here. It's also strengthening kind of slowly though, so I guess it's not like I'm gonna be, you know, immediately shoved in the face by a pink TBS like I am in 1.22. I really do miss how storms didn't just like immediately take off and soar to, you know, near 300 mile an hour winds in the first like 15 seconds of the tornado's life. I'm thinking this area should work out pretty well anyway. I do remember now though that the tornadoes in 1.20 weren't quite as shifty as the current ones are, so it should be a little easier to actually deploy a little further out from a tornado instead of having to rearrange where you are 90 times before you can actually feel, you know, good enough about your spot to actually deploy. Honestly, I'm gonna hold off a little bit obviously, but I almost feel good enough to already deploy. Well, actually it is starting to get pretty close, so yeah, okay. The wind field is here. I'm just gonna go ahead and deploy all my probes and stuff down. Get 4 probes down because the Vortex 2 probe truck was actually mine and this TIV2 was actually Rowstar's. But yeah, this should be a good enough spot for an intercept, hopefully. And there we go. Almost all the way deployed. Just got to get the back spikes in the ground. And it's fully deployed now. I just have to wait for the tornado to actually get here. It's not going to be a perfect intercept. I realistically should be more like over there. But, you know, it's still going to be pretty good. All right, here we go. We're entering the main funnel. Only getting about 130 some miles an hour so far, but oh, there we go. It's spiking up to 140 now. 160, 173. There we go. This intercept is lasting a lot longer than the last one, and it's getting pretty strong too. It already is 187 miles an hour. My limit is 225, so I feel like I should be good, but then again, it did just spike up to 194. 199. There we go. I'm 26 mile an hour before it's really dangerous. I should be fine, though. I doubt this thing is going to go over 200, honestly. All right, there we go. We're outside of the tornado now, so I think we're good. That is definitely a successful intercept there. Actually, I did get 200 on one probe. The rest got 199, though. Throwing something at me. I think it's hitting Cherokee Village right now, so it's probably, yeah, definitely took from those houses. Oh, my gosh. I'm not quite yet safe to undeploy. I'm still in the rear flank downdraft. Oh, more debris is getting flamed. Oh, my. I'm surprised none of it's hit me. It's landed, like, right next to me, like, 10 times. It's still just throwing debris everywhere. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. There's just entire houses going up out there. And then it tosses them out that direction. But yeah, that was definitely a really good intercept. Which means now we have to move back into the past once again to 1.19. Alright, so now I'm here in 1.19, and this is going to get even more difficult because the TIV was nerfed again by 5 miles per hour, because in 1.19 it only has a max limit of 220 miles per hour, and intercepts last a lot longer. Plus, the average wind field size on 1.19 tornadoes was way larger than anything compared to what we've already seen. Today we have a high risk with 6,594 cape to be forecasted, but that is rising at a pretty steady rate, and I think there's a pretty good chance that that gets surpassed. The lapse rates are a little bit low, the humidity is kind of high, but I think overall we have a pretty good chance at getting a really successful intercept here today. And this storm structure looks absolutely awful though, so it's also pretty far away, so I think I better get south so I can actually, have a chance of getting there on time. There's no way to view it on the thermos panel here, just the direction, but the storm motion today is incredibly slow. If we look at one of these warnings here, it's moving 20 miles per hour. That is really slow. A lot slower than most other versions of Twisted have possible even after this. And honestly, this is going to be incredibly difficult to see the tornado because it is incredibly low precipitation, but it lifted for some reason. I don't know how in the world that happens. That was literally just the shortest lived tornado ever. Imagine this doesn't recycle too. That would be crazy. Yeah, I think it's gone. Wow. Amazing storm. I guess I'm going to go back to waiting. Alright, there is a new storm, but it's in quite the interesting spot, and that's going to be a long drive, so I better get going. And just an update on the thermos. It did overperform to 6,800 cape, so that's nice. Although, we're not going to have a good daytime tornado, because another thing that makes these older versions difficult is it gets dark extremely early for some reason. Alright, there we go. It is touching down on the ground there. And we already have a pretty large funnel here. Gonna go ahead and try to turn east onto this road so I can actually get out in front of it. I'm just already crossing over right there. Oh my gosh, what is that shift? It went... No, that is not what I wanted this to do. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. I was anticipating this to shift north like they usually do, but this one defied what most 1.19 tornadoes did and actually shifted south. They hardly ever do that. It's still weak though, and it's still moving pretty slow. At least I hope it is. It's moving 30 miles an hour, so I have plenty of time to get out in front of it on this dirt road. But of course, this is going to be a night chase. I believe this is shifted more south than the warning is actually showing here. And there is a third storm at Mizpah, just in case this one sucks too. It looks like it might be dying though. Does this risk just suck in general? I don't know, it's shrinking a lot. I think this might actually be dying, which would mean this risk just probably sucks unless we go for this third storm. It just shape-shifted, so that means it probably is actually going to lift soon. Yep, there it goes. It lifted. I'm going to stay sort of in between the two storms for a little bit, just in case this one ends up recycling, just because that's in a really unfortunate location. Okay, this one did recycle. That is a different meso shape, and there is already a funnel. So we don't have to go to this one. Except it's probably going back east now. Yeah, of course. Literally just sending us on a wild goose chase. Yeah, so far we've had some absolute bangers. We've had this absolute, circle of a tornado track. And then this one that went not very far. Peaked at probably orange TVS, which is what this one's at now. So hopefully it at least passes orange and goes to red. But yeah, this one did reach red TVS. So I think this one might be not horrible for once. It did go back down to orange, though. I hope it goes back to red. Are you kidding me? It's yellow. There's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way this risk is this bad. Okay, that one went orange. This one went back to orange. It is PDS 1 now, which is like further than anything we've had yet. But I have to go further north into Hazleton. But I seriously don't remember any 1.19 chase being this bad with even 1,000 cape less than this. But they're both red TVS now. The only problem is I'm going to really struggle getting to the south one if I actually need to. Well, they both just went down to orange. Great. I went back down to yellow, and that one's red. I think it might be dead. I think it might be actually dead. It looks like it's shrinking. I don't know. Yeah, and Mizpah went pink. Oh my gosh. Forget it. This one's dead. I'm booking it south to hopefully get there on time. I'm just going to hop in Railstar's passenger seat. And we're going to get there in the Charger because that goes 25 mile an hour faster. Oh, now it went red after we leave. Genuinely, this game just hates me, I think. All right, there we go. I got the tip back out, and the tornado is over there. Oh my gosh, now this one's dying too. This is genuinely going to be like the longest thing ever. All I want is one intercept. This is taking so long. It's stupid. There's a new one right here, though, that's yellow TVS, although the thermos are probably dropping. Yeah, they have been for a while. But this little tiny yellow TVS tornado here, well, it just went orange. But this is our final hope of this risk. Otherwise, this risk just sucks. And it shifted all the way up there, so I have to turn around again. It went red. It's a lot smaller, though, than all the other tornadoes. Well, now it's yellow again, so this game just sucks. Yeah, that's the only answer here. I've generally gone in a giant circle. I started here, went all the way down here, went up here to catch a new storm. That didn't do anything, so I went over here, back up here to that storm again, and then I went south back here again. Now we're here with two terrible tornadoes. These all suck. I did not expect to have to bring out a day 2 for this. This is going to be rough. Yeah, we're definitely just going to have to find another risk. Oh, that's actually terrible. All right, here we go. We have another day. This time we have a little bit lower cape, but it's still overperformed to 6,300 and a lot higher lapse rates this time, which is good. And there's also a lot lower humidity this time, so nothing should be quite as crazy as rain wrapped as the previous day was. And we have a rotation in front of us here. This time it is southeast motion, so we shouldn't have to guess on if the tornado is going to shift north or south. Although technically it's still possible that a tornado could shift north, but we should be able to pretty easily get actual good intercepts this time instead of whatever was going on the previous day. I mean, what are the chances that you get 2 terrible high risks in a row, right? This already looks like I have a better chance at intercepting something. It's sure yellow TVS, but there's already a large tornado here, and I'm in the path for once. And it just spiked up to orange. It's doing a shape shift into the ugliest tornado funnel shape Twisted has ever had. It's already up to red TVS, so I'm thinking it wouldn't be a bad idea to actually deploy on this tornado here. I'm heavily considering it. It's still only orange, but I don't know. I gotta watch for a checkmark shift. It just went pink. Winds are starting to go up. Yep, I'm deploying. All right, here we go. I should hopefully actually get some strong winds here. It's already getting close to 100 miles an hour. It shifted south. Great. That's exactly what I wanted. However, because of how 1.19 wind fields work, it should still be fine. If the screen gets super foggy out of nowhere, that means I'm inside the tornado and it's a successful intercept. There we go. Pink TVS. All right, there we go. I'm inside the tornado, 158 miles an hour. So it could be stronger, 160, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. This is my first time actually getting in a tornado. It is a weaker one, so I don't have to worry about dying or anything like that. So I think this should just be good. It does seem to be already weakening, though, of course, because, you know, why wouldn't it? 169. Let's see if we can get 170 plus before it drops down. Nah. It's going to start dying, of course. Oh, maybe. Hey, there we go, 170. And now we're exiting the main wind field. That's how I wanted the intercepts to go the first time. That actually went correctly. I'll take a 170 mile an hour intercept. That's not bad. Is it going to strengthen more? Probably. But do I care? Not really. So yeah, that means we have to head on to the next version, which will be 1.18. All right, here we are in 1.18. And honestly, this one isn't that much of a downgrade from the previous. Sure, there are some differences that might make it a little more difficult, but the only major difference here is that if something happens and I die, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get my probes back, because when you respawn your vehicles, your probes stay on the ground and you have to go pick them up anyway. That's the only major difference from this version to the last, because the TIF 2 is still the same strength. The tornadoes, if anything, they're weaker on average, but everything else is largely the same. Today we have a 4,300 cape moderate risk, and I believe it might be about to overperform or potentially just cap on the dot, and it's going to overperform, so we'll see how it does. But this is definitely an interesting risk, and sometimes I really struggle to understand how it's not a high risk, but there is a storm that is forming over the Wadena County, Beltrami County line, so I think we need to drop south so we can get in the path of that. Alright, this is interesting storm structure. It's a lot further east than I was expecting it to be, but there's still plenty of map left to actually chase this, so it shouldn't cause any issues. Alright, there we go. We have a rotation forming right there, and it looks to be medium size, but you know, size equals strength in these old updates, so tornadoes will grow no matter the starting size of the rotation. And like always, just in case this sucks, there is another storm forming back there, and it looks like this is going to try to touch down. It looks like the tornado is growing a little bit now that it's on the ground. It is only yellow TVS so far, but it literally just touched down, so I'm going to give it some time. It's definitely moving a lot further north than originally it was, but it's already red TVS, so honestly I think there's a really good shot that I can actually intercept this at a decently strong point. It is throwing a lot of debris, but most of it looks to be weaker stuff. Like, I think it's hitting a farm over there, but it is moving into 10 killer, so I don't know if you guys saw, but it was red just a second ago, and there it is again. But it did go back down to yellow, which is kind of concerning, but I don't think there's anything to it. It might be a little close to this already. I'm going to go north another road just in case, because I'm pretty close to this. I'm going to try to get to this road, Keysota 26, and then intercept it from there. It just went pink for a second, so it probably is getting pretty strong. I'm going to go ahead and definitely intercept on this road now, because there's no more roads left. Should be good, like, probably about right here. Yep, looks like a good spot to me. I'm going to go ahead and deploy, get one probe down there, another probe down there, buy a third, because you can do that, actually. Go ahead and put down the third one. I'm gonna jump in the IMAX seat and hopefully actually get a good IMAX shot this time. There we go. It is getting pretty close. We're like basically here. There goes the Charger. Already 134 on the probes. They're not even fully deployed. Well, we are now. And maybe it's already dying because it's not even 140. So unfortunately, we're probably going to have to go for another tornado because it has to be at least pink TBS to count. So yeah, that's not a very good intercept. I only got 134 on all of the probes. So there's two other tornadoes to go for. I'm probably going to go for the southern one, though, because this one's going to have the same problem where it just heads right off the map. Yeah, maybe this 1.18 risk just sucks, too. But, you know, I don't really know what I expected going into a 4,000 cape moderate with hardly any lapse rates for how much cape there is. Yeah, that's definitely going to go off map before I get there. Yeah, honestly, I think this might be like a lost cause at this point. Yeah, I should probably just go to the next day because this risk isn't very good. All right, here we go. Hopefully this is our redemption. This is a lot higher of a risk, and it is an exact performance, meaning it didn't mean like overperform or underperform or anything like that. So there's two storms right now. There's one all the way to the north and this one all the way to the southwest. The one all the way to the north is literally already off map, but this south one is looking a lot better, so I'm gonna go there. It looks like the new rotation is really, really small though, so that's gonna be fun to chase. Let's see, how big even is that? Yeah, 2.5k feet. That's really small. I'm gonna go in Trent because I feel like it. And it's probably a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Apparently I'm not going in Trent because it shifted to go in the furthest direction away from Trent it possibly could. I'm worried this tornado might suck because it's green after it was orange earlier. I'm going to try to see if it's... Yeah, okay, it's shrinking. I think it's about to die already. Oh, it did go red, so I don't know. We might be good. It definitely... It looks like it spiked. There's trees getting flung all over the place now. See, I have zero clue if this is going to end up being an actual good spot to intercept or not, which is why I'm not going to intercept yet here. I'm going to go further east because I got too close anyway, and if I tried to start deploying now, I'm not going to survive if it actually gets strong enough. I'm just going in random directions at this point. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, I hit a stop sign. Are you kidding me? Alright, I need to get like out of the tornado. I just took like a little detour through there. It is only yellow TVS though, so it might just actually suck and be dying. Oh, can I even escape this in time? It's going fast. It might be getting ready to lift though, because there's a tree right there and it's unharmed. Oh, well, not anymore, but that got way too close for it to be unharmed. Yeah, I have a feeling I can probably intercept this without even deploying and be perfectly fine. Oh, maybe not because it's red now. I don't know. I'm going to just keep chasing this anyway because the new storm is not real yet. And this keeps spiking back up to red every now and then. But it also kind of feels like every tornado does that right before it dies, so I don't know. Because the new one looks to be tiny too. And I don't want to chase a tiny tornado. But at the same time, that one's in a better spot, so I'm going to go there. At this point, I just need to get an intercept, and it needs to be not terrible. All right, let's see. This one's up to orange TVS now. It's going to be a little more difficult to intercept because it's smaller, like a lot smaller. All right, we'll see how this road works. Oh, there's subforts. That means it has to be at least pink, yeah. At least decently strong pink, too. Yeah, I got to deploy here then if it has subforts. Okay, let's go. It's not deploying. There we go. Okay, there we go. All the probes are down. We're already getting... Oh, no, I'm definitely going to die. We're definitely going to die. There's no way we survive. Okay, 151 so far. We're good. I'm not flying somehow. Okay, this is good. This is working how I want it to. Oh, we are getting dragged backwards a little bit, though. But it's okay. The rear spikes are in. We're good. We're good to survive here. 158? Okay, that works. That was a really tiny tornado, so of course it's a really short intercept, but... Whew. Okay, that was kind of scary. I thought I was going to die for a second there. But now that we have that over with, that means we have to go back into a lot bigger of a jump into the past, to Twisted 1.17. All right, now we're in 1.17, and this version is a lot harder than the last one for one main reason. The wind fields are huge in comparison. The car chassis is also a little bit harder to work with, but that's, you know, more of just a in-the-moment thing. It's not really going to impact my ability to intercept a tornado overall. But for the past 3 updates now, the TIV 2 has been about the same, and that continues for this one. For this risk, we have a 4,725 cape forecast, max lapse rates, max dew point, max temperature, close to the lowest humidity. So I think this is actually going to end up being a pretty good risk. Now all we have to do is actually get an intercept, and hopefully on the first day this time. All right, there we go. We got a storm in a interesting location. That's honestly not a good spot at all, but you know what? I'm gonna go for it anyway. Okay, what the heck? 1.17 storms have always done stuff like this. It is so far south. Like, I can just take the interstate all the way because, you know, even though the storm, the center of it spawned over, like, the, I guess, like, Hiram area, the hook is all the way down by, like, Starbuck. Okay, there we go. I have eyes on the rotation, and it actually looks fairly large. At the same time, I kind of feel like all of them were in this era of Twisted, though. There's a funnel coming down over there. All right, the tornado is on the ground now. I am a little bit close already. I should probably go more north, but luckily this road curves north for me, so I don't really have to go north a road because there is not very many roads to the north of here, close by at least. Man, I don't know what it is with 1.17 tornadoes, but they just felt like they were stronger. Something that I should actually be scared of. Because, like, I'm already getting screen shake from an orange TVS this far out. That would never happen in 1.22. Oh, it just went all the way to the east. I think there's a really good chance that this actually gets, like, really strong, though, so... Hopefully not too strong, though, because I don't really want to die. Oh, yeah, actually, there was a change. I forgot. The TIV does go 10 mile an hour slower on dirt roads in this version, so I have to be a little careful of that. This tornado seems like it's moving pretty quick. That is kind of worrying to me, and there's a huge debris ball from it hitting Mayville there. Honestly, might jump over to Keysota 13 just to make sure I don't, like, die or something stupid. Alright, it is pink TVS now, so if I attempt to intercept it, I'll definitely get something from it. Although I'm already in the wind field, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of this chase. Like the things I was scared of, because I'm not really that close to this tornado. And I'm already getting like 20-ish miles an hour from it. Though I am getting 32 now, so I should probably go ahead and deploy. Yeah, there we go. Just going to drop it down there. I'm only going to get one probe down because I don't... Yep, I thought that was going to happen. Great. Yeah. People only die at 45 miles an hour in this update. That's going to be a problem because I'm going to die, and that's not going to be a successful intercept because I'm dead. Gosh, this game is... This game was annoying to play because of crap like that. Because it's not going to put me down either. So I guess I should have just stayed in the stupid passenger seat because, yeah, the TIV is there, the probe is there, but I'm dead. Although it was a successful intercept at 142 miles an hour, so it would have been just fine if I didn't die. I don't even know where I am. What town did it spawn me in? Probably Hiram, right? No, where am I? I'm in Wadena? What? How does that make sense?
All right, let's try that again. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get to this southern tornado. It's already orange though, and I'm still pretty far. Of course, it shifted in that same direction that this one did, although it is starting a little further out. But I'm also a lot further away, and this is already on the ground. So actually getting there on time might be an issue. I'm just going to go ahead and go east early here. Oh, I forgot I can't do that. Crap, I should have gone south another road. This is not the road I thought it was. That's probably going to cost me time now. I'll just go on the interstate, I guess. Okay, this is actually maybe looking like I could get there on time. Yeah, that's looking a lot better because it did shift back a little bit north again, but it is already pink TVS again. I would need to get down to this road, Cherokee County 48. I don't know why it says Cherokee County. That's Beltrami County, but I need to get down to that road, and that should be a lot better of an intercept spot. And hopefully I don't get killed this time by the extremely low player threshold that I completely forgot about that makes this a lot more difficult. Or maybe it's red TVS and I need to go to the new storm instead. That works too, I guess. Okay, that new funnel is actually pretty tiny. This tornado is definitely a lot smaller than the other ones, but I guess it's not a huge difference because it's not like the other ones were particularly large. And this one's not a horrible size either. I mean, that's probably about as small as they get for 1.17, but nowhere close to as bad as a lot of 1.22 tornadoes can get. And honestly, I think at this point it's more of just a waiting game and making sure to adjust in case it shifts. But I'm at a really good spot right now. And okay, of course it did shift pretty much almost basically east. But like I said, I'm at a really good spot right now. And there's a road that goes right into the path of the tornado right here. And it's also up to red TVS now. Honestly, think around the area just south of this farm should be a good spot. I mean, yeah, the tornado's right there. The only thing is it strong enough to where it's going to be worth it to deploy? I don't know. I have to go further north, though. That's definitely for sure. It's moving pretty quick, actually. I don't know if I have enough time to deploy all the way. Okay, it shifted back north for sure, which gives me more time, if anything, so that's nice. It's knocking down trees and stuff right there. I'm just going to go ahead and deploy here and get my probes down. This should be a good spot because it's pink TVS now. Pretty much already there inside it, though. I really hope this finishes deploying in time. It's almost there. I might be dead. No, definitely didn't make it, but I'm going to be fine. It'll set me down, and I'll survive. I'll just not be close enough. I guess we can call that a successful intercept, maybe? Because, let's see. Yeah, the probe's got 148, but I got flung because I didn't give myself enough time. But I didn't die, so I guess that's kind of a gray area. You know what? I'll let Roustar decide. Okay, there is probably, no, definitely the last tornado of the day because the new thermos are already in. Okay, Hippie is going to be loud, but okay, there is a tornado emergency though, so I need to get in the path of this tornado and preferably quickly and make sure I actually own probes. Okay, here we go. I'm in the path of the tornado. Now I just need to not mess it up this time. It's coming literally right for me. It just needs to not shift by the time it actually gets here. Which, you know, it probably will. But, I don't know. I really like where I'm at. I'm like perfectly in the middle for a deployment. It just went pink. I'm going to do it. I'm going to deploy. I'm starting to get winds. Hopefully this is actually an
I'm going to get all the way deployed. Hopefully I'm going to get all the way deployed. This TIV takes absolutely forever. It's going to just get the front flap down. You know, I think I had plenty of time. Did it shift north? I think it shifted north. It looks like it could have shifted north, but at the same time, I don't know. Okay, back spikes are down, fully deployed. We're locked in. 150s, 161. Think that might be the peak. I see the funnel right there. 164 on my mesonet. I'm just barely missing, it looks like. 167, 169. It looks like 169 is the peak. Okay, that works, finally. The third try on this version. And I actually made a decent bit of money from that, but it definitely did shift north right as it was going over me. But you know what? It's a successful intercept, so I'm not going to complain. But that does mean that I have to go back into another version in the past to Twisted 1.16.
All right, now I'm in version 1.16, and this is going to be a lot harder for some obvious reasons. The most glaringly obvious one is I'm in the TIV 1, not the TIV 2, because nobody has the TIV 2 in 1.16 Legacy.
The other reason that this is going to be a lot more difficult is 1.16's tornadoes are a lot more unpredictable than a lot of the other versions. This day is a 4,700 cape high risk with basically max everything else. So this is going to be an extremely good chase. Ooh, there's a storm all the way up here at Waukesha. I have no clue what direction the clouds today are moving though. Oh, okay, it's a southeast day, so that's actually a good spot. I'm hoping this is going to be generally a pretty easy storm to chase here, because I'm really not used to 1.16's storm structure or anything like that at all. Alright, there we go. We've got a rotation, so we're probably not too far from having a tornado touchdown. Alright, there we go. We've got a tornado on the ground. It's probably going to stay decently weak for a little bit, and it's floating as well. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay, there we go. Now it's fully touchdown. The wind field looks really weird because, of course, Twisted Legacy broke them. Now I can't see anything at all because there's a stupid hill in the way. But it is coming basically straight this direction. Maybe a slight bit more east. Honestly, I'm thinking I should probably drop south a road. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop south because this is already a bit close and it's still only red TVS. This only goes 60 on dirt though, which that's extremely slow. And of course it shifted south as well. But it is pink now, and there's a tornado emergency, so probably at this like dirt roads crossroad down here I should be good. Oh, I'm already getting screen shake though. That's really far out though. This might be like extremely strong. Alright, I'm gonna just go ahead and deploy here. I'm already getting 30 miles an hour. I'm only putting one probe as well because I don't trust myself I'm gonna have another incident like the 1.17 one. Oh no, it's already getting pretty strong actually. This might not go well for me because the TIV 1 is a pretty weak vehicle. Already getting 120s, 130s. Oh gosh, now I can't see anything at all for sure. It's just dirt. Funnel is like right behind me, but oh gosh. Yeah, it's a little strong. Okay, 171. I forgot 170 was my threshold. I might actually die. I really hope it spits me back out. Oh, I think it's going to. Yeah, okay, we're good. So, because I got such high winds with the TIV 1, since I wouldn't have died with the TIV 2, I'm going to go ahead and count it because technically, in theory, this was supposed to be a TIV 2 chase. Obviously, this isn't the TIV 2, so I'm going to go ahead and count that. But that does mean that we now have to go back another version to 1.15, and that's going to be its own problem. Alright, welcome to 1.15. This version has a major problem. There is no interceptors yet. So that means I'm going to have to figure out how in the world I'm supposed to intercept a tornado in the starter truck. I have a feeling that this is not going to go well for me. Today we have a moderate risk, but there is a lot of cape, and overall the risk looks pretty good. For it being a moderate, it's definitely not a bad moderate. Alright, we got a storm all the way in the northwest corner of the map at Agora. Even though it just formed, I'm gonna try to get there as soon as possible because this truck is not fast at all. Alright, there we go. We got a rotation. It's headed due south just for the area west of Funkley. There's a funnel poking down. It's on the ground. There we go. It's starting to get a little closer. It's strengthening a little bit. It's up to yellow TVS now. Now it's orange. It's still orange. It's literally right there, though. I think I have to, like... I mean, I gotta at least try it, right? Oh, gosh, I'm getting screen shake pretty bad. I'm in the winfield. Oh, gosh, it's pulling me in. I'm safe in the core, but it's gonna keep dragging me around for sure. I think it might just kill me, honestly. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna die. There's no way I can survive this. And there I go.